Let's explain the import error cannot import name layer in Keras and TensorFlow error. This frustrating issue often pops up when working with Keras, a high-level API for building and training neural networks on top of TensorFlow or other backends. The error message itself clearly indicates that Python can't find the layer class, which is fundamental to Keras's functionality. It's the base class for all neural network layers, like dense, conv2D, etc. This usually means something is wrong with your Keras or TensorFlow installation or your environment setup. Let's go through the common causes and solutions. 1. Outdated or inconsistent versions. This is the most frequent culprit. Keras and TensorFlow need to be compatible. A mismatch can lead to this import error. Verify your TensorFlow and Keras versions using pipshow TensorFlow and pipshow Keras, or condalist TensorFlow and condalist Keras if you're using Conda. Make sure they're compatible versions. Check the official TensorFlow documentation for the correct Keras version to use with your TensorFlow installation. If there's a mismatch, use pip uninstall TensorFlow and pip uninstall Keras, or the Conda equivalents, then install compatible versions. Consider using virtual environments like Venv or Conda to isolate your project's dependencies and avoid conflicts with other projects. 2. Incorrect installation. Sometimes the installation process itself might fail silently. Try reinstalling TensorFlow and Keras using pip install. Upgrade TensorFlow and pip install. Upgrade Keras. The WOM upgrade flag ensures you get the latest versions, potentially fixing any corrupted files. If using Conda, use Conda update, see Conda forge TensorFlow, and Conda update, see Conda forge Keras. Always check for errors during installation. Any warnings or errors suggest a problem that needs fixing. 3. Conflicting packages. Other libraries might interfere with Keras or TensorFlow. If you have multiple versions of TensorFlow or Keras installed, or if other packages shadow Keras's components, that can cause problems. Carefully review your installed packages using piplist or condalist. Remove any unnecessary or conflicting packages. 4. Improper import statements. Though less common in this specific error, double-check your import statements. You should import Keras as import TensorFlow.Keras as Keras, or from TensorFlow import Keras. Importing Keras directly, without the TensorFlow prefix, only works if Keras is installed independently. This is generally not recommended, as integrating with TensorFlow is the typical usage. If you're using an older version of Keras that wasn't directly integrated with TensorFlow, you'll need to adapt your import statements accordingly, but it's better to upgrade to the current TensorFlow-Keras combination. 5. Kernel issues, Jupyter Notebooks. If you're using Jupyter Notebooks or similar interactive environments, the kernel might not be using the correct Python environment where TensorFlow and Keras are installed. Restart your kernel and try again. Verify your notebook is correctly linked to the virtual environment with the installed libraries. 6. System path issues. In rare cases, your system's Python path environment variable might be misconfigured, preventing Python from finding the necessary modules. Check this variable's settings to ensure it points to the correct directories where TensorFlow and Keras are installed. If you've followed these steps and still encounter the error, provide more context. Your operating system, Python version, full error traceback, and relevant parts of your code to pinpoint the exact cause. Remember to always consult the official TensorFlow and Keras documentation for the most up-to-date installation instructions and troubleshooting advice.